What's up YouTube, NCG here, bringing you an ABC deck profile leading up to Christmas. Obviously I've got two of these coming up. We've got the ABC and then on Thursday we will finish it off with a Blue Eyes White Dragon, because what is more Christmassy than a giant white dragon of immense power? So without further ado, I'm going to crack straight through the ABC deck profile for you and show you what they've got. Now, ABCs have drifted around for quite a while now. They've been a really, really good deck this year. And they still kind of provide issues for the meta decks. It's always fun to pick up, and they're all relatively cheap to pick up in the sense that if you know someone that has the decks or a store that has the decks, you can pick them up quite cheaply. Other than that, you should be able to pick each bit up relatively cheap. I think some of the Buster bits are a little bit expensive, but like I said, the right place, right time, or get it sealed, you've got pretty much everything you need. So, Triple A Assault Core, straightforward on that one. Triple B and Double C. Now, obviously, you can easily play Triple C, that's entirely up to you. I like playing 2 because it's less cloggy. Of all the ones that you want to open up, you'd rather open up A and B rather than C. Next up, you play Double Gold Gadget and Double Silver Gadget. This obviously helps your rank 4 combos. On top of that, kind of helps get you your A, Bs and Cs out of your hands onto the board. It to be used as link material should they be needed to. And of course, they are machines as well, so they can help with certain machine XYZs or of course, certain link materials. And next up we've got Destrudo. On top of the Ancient Fairy play, of course, we have the Destrudo play that we can go in the Ancient Fairy. So if you've opened up Gold or Silver Gadget, you then get to push it a little bit further. On top of that, you've also got your Supreme King Dragon Darkworm. So if you do the standard plays with the Destrudo, the Dragon's Ravine and stuff like that, you get your Darkworm on board. You then get to normal summon your Gold Gadget, which then gets you an A, B or C, or maybe a Silver Gadget, however you want to make the combos or extend the combos on board. You've then got Destrudo to come back out to get your Ancient Fairy Dragon. Your Ancient Fairy Dragon can then get you another piece from hand, and you have the ability to get a Link Monster on board, plus your Buster Dragon, and then extend plays further from there. Hand track wise, pretty straightforward on that one, playing the triple Ash Blossom and the 1 Maxi. And finally, we're playing the 1 Blackwing Gofu, purely because there is a lot of opportunity to get rid of this from our hand if it becomes a dead card late game. But on top of that, if you open up with this, changes the game. It sorts you out so early, and you don't need to worry about you're building your board up too much. Triple Union Hanger, most important spell in the deck, hands down. Double Dragon's Ravine and triple Terraforming to search either of those bad boys out. With the 1 set rotation, again, because that can be very, very helpful to not only deck thin, but of course help you get what you need. Double Pot of Desires. I personally don't like playing 3. You can play 3 if you wish, but because you play so many multiples, there are the odd opportunities where you will play this and you'll lose all your Cs or something like that. But the idea is you would play this when you've already got your pieces in hand ready to go, and the extra 2 cards helps extend your plays. Double Twin Twisters, one of the ways to get rid of your go through from your hand, but on top of that, it also helps you get your pieces that you may need into the graveyards, especially if you're going second. If your opponent has set back row, obviously you deal with those back rows, or you deal with your opponent's pendulum scales first off by dropping 1 piece to grave. You then have the ability to get the other 2 pieces to board with, of course, like your Union Hangers or other plays that you may need. The 1 Foolish Burial, the 1 Dragon Shrine, the 1 Raigeki, and the 1 Dark Hole. Now, I've tried to make this as cheap as I possibly can. Of course, you can put evenly matched in here, and that can kind of help solidify your going second phases. But with your Dark Holes, Raigekis, obviously you're board wiping them with your Dragon Shrine and your Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial gives you that extra piece to graveyard, as well as your Destrudo or your Darkworm. And of course, Dragon Shrine does the exact same thing for your Destrudo or Darkworm specifically. Next up, we play 1 of each Solemn. So we've got the 1 Solemn Warning, the 1 Solemn Strike, and the 1 Solemn Scolding. Now, you can play any ratio you wish. You can take Scolding out for a second strike. Obviously, Scolding is there as a very, very nice kind of stop what you are doing. So it obviously stops a monster would be summoned, or a spell or trap card effect is activated. So, you pay 3,000 life points. You're paying the most cost, but it's dealing with the most. It's got the most variety, basically. But like I said, you can easily take it out for a strike if you don't have one, or if you want to be setting a lot. But because we only play the 3 traps, the whole idea is that you don't have a lot of back row set massively. Yes, we do play Twin Twister, but ideally you're even playing that out, or you set that, use that Twin Twister first, and then you've got your Scolding. Scolding is down to personal preference. Now for the extra triple ABC Buster, such a good card. You'll go through all 3 of these quite easily and nicely. So play this at 3. 1 Firewall for our Linked 4 and a 1 Borrow Load. Your Firewall is more specific, but 9 times out of 10, when you've used your full materials to get to Firewall, you're not really got that many materials in hand for these special summoning out. But should you do, Firewall can help extend your combos. Borrow Dragon is the opposite to Firewall, in my personal opinion. Borrow Dragon is there to kind of lock your plays down. It's when you're going more aggressive. Firewall is probably a bit more defensive to help extend plays. Borrow Load is there that you think you've got game. But just imagine having a Borrow Load and a Buster ready to go. It's madness. For our Link 3s, we play the 1 Deco Talker and the 1 Ningirsu. Obviously, Ningirsu is less used in the sense that, you know, with the other Link monsters that we play, Proxy Dragon and a Keswick Magician, it's very rare to get both of these on board in order to go into Ningirsu, but Ningirsu is a nice little way of getting rid of, let's say, a dead Union Hanger or a dead Terraforming that you've set on the field, and then get rid of one of your other opponent's monsters. A Keswick Magician is very, very important. Number one, it opens up the zone down here, but also it bounces whatever you put in front of your opponent. So mainly if your second game, when you side in Kaijus, you put a Kaiju there, you make a Keswick, you bounce Kaiju back to your hand. A Keswick can also help being a very, very nice kind of way of clearing off 2 of your monsters on board. So let's say you haven't got a way of getting rid of, or you've got an A piece with a B piece attached and a C engrave, and then obviously you've got another one. You could XYZ if you want into a Tornado Dragon or a Utopia the Lightning, anything like that. Otherwise, what you do is you link up with those 2, go into a Keswick Magician. A Keswick opens up this space here, you put Buster there. Then if you get another monster on board through A, B or C's effects, you can then turn a Keswick into, of course, Deco Talker. So it helps unlock your plays and unlock your board a little bit more. Synchros, we've got the Ancient Fairy Dragon and your Black Rose Dragon. These are pretty much staple or standard in this kind of build. And then for our rank 4s, we play the 1 Tornado Dragon, the 1 Baguska, and then the Utopia package. Now again, Utopia package is entirely up to you, and so is Tornado Dragon. The 1 level 4 that you must have is a Baguska. For those times that you may have a slow hand, Baguska is just too powerful. It really does stop quite a lot and put your opponent in a bit of a spot. But of course, Tornado Dragon is a nice one going first as well to deal with any of your back row your opponent might be setting, or any field spells they might play. So that is it for the ABC deck. Again, quite straightforward, quite simple, and quite to the point. The expensive cards, in the sense of like Ash, can be taken out for Ghost Ogres or other hand traps that aren't as expensive. In regards to the spells and traps, you can take your Regekis down a little bit, or take the Regeki out if you want something a bit more budget on that. That can easily be like another Strike if you want to, or of course it can be any other kind of spells or traps, like an Upstart Goblin or something like that. Firewall Dragon and Borrow Dragon aren't staples, they don't have to be in here. Because you play the gadgets, you can put in more rank 4s, just to kind of search out more pieces, or of course be used more like that way. Again, Ningirsu isn't staple either. The main staples is probably Decode, Proxy, a Keswick, and then obviously the ABC Buster, your Ancient Fairy Dragon, and of course your Baguska. The rest of it is kind of down to you. Give you a couple of ideas anyway. But that's it for the deck profile. Thanks for watching. We will be seeing you Thursday with a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, because it's very, very Christmassy. We'll even get a Blue Eyes to wear a Christmas hat. How cool is that? So thanks for watching. Don't forget to check us out on Thursday, and of course all the other deck profiles we do have going up throughout the week, and therefore thanks for joining us. Until next time, guys, see ya.